Cuba Term is a new program that Nikki, Malley, William Hope, and I have started this year. A collaboration between the three of us. I am currently teaching a course called Cultural Perspectives in Dance, while Nikki Malley is teaching her Music in the African Diaspora class, and William's teaching an ANSO course called Cuban Identity. Technically, this is a very different kind of take on what we're calling an immersive term program. So the students that are participating in the trip have been enrolled in at least one of these three different courses. During the time that we will be in Cuba, a chunk of our time is going to be working with the National Folkloric Dance Company, and we will have 2 hours of dance and 2 hours of drumming with them for basically a 5-day stretch of time. Along with that, however, we will be doing tours throughout the region, working, yes, specifically in music and dance, but also engaging with the culture as a whole.
I took the Cultural Perspectives in Dance class. We always started with dance, and it was broken into two sections. One focused on folkloric dance, and the second part focused on the rumba. None of us had an experience in Cuban movement. When we went in, all of us went in with a blank slate. None of us really had an idea what it was going to be like, and in many ways, the movement itself, learning it, and the ways that it's taught and how dance is taught in Cuba is very different from how we learn it, and so we went in with an open mind just to see what it was like. I think the thing that I took away most from this trip definitely had to do more so with a general sense of travel, and also specifically traveling as a person who comes from the United States. The very last night that we were in Cuba, we went out to dinner at this local place that had salsa classes. And it was a Saturday night, and there was a live band playing, and two couples who I think they were like in their mid-60s or so got onto the little stage in front of the band and just started salsaing, and progressively more and more people joined them, and so there were just people in their 50s and 60s who were just salsaing, and incredible dancers. And then partway through, they start pulling all of us on stage, and we have a giant dance party, and that was probably is the best memory that I have. Come with a blank slate and really just jump in and try something and try to embody it has definitely been the biggest thing that I'll take away from this trip.
I would describe the whole trip overall one of the most life-changing experiences I've ever had thus far in my life. We did a lot of educational trips, so in the beginning we visited a museum about slavery and the story of how African heritage became a part of the Cuban culture. One of the biggest things that we got to do was go to an art gallery that was very nice for the younger generation of people to go out and dance, but also enjoy the art of local artists that put their pieces in the gallery. The biggest thing that I learned in Cuba was the acronym PEP, and it's PEP, meaning passion, energy, and power. Being that we were learning traditional dances, I felt the obligation to respect the art more than ever, but honored in the fact that they're sharing something very close to home with people that they're not familiar with. So I always kept that in the back of my head. Being that I was so aware of how much respect I wanted to portray, that also reminded me that when it comes to any choreographer, come with the mindset of respecting their art and the way that they do it.
In many ways, I think this is an ideal off-campus program for some of our students, because not everybody wants to do a whole semester away. And I have found many students are really drawn to these short-term programs because they get an off-campus program. They do get an immersive experience in regards to the interaction that we're going to be having with local artists, but they're also not having to give up a whole term or more at Knox in order to have an off-campus program that's really unique. Having a program that focuses on the music and the dance and the culture is pretty special.